the prices that have been fluctuating downwards, as well as the recession all over the world, it's kind of the worst times that we've seen, right? But the thing basically is, it feels like the foreign traditional markets don't have enough resources to pay anymore, you know?
Right.
They've become kind of like us.
Kind of like us. We're not so far apart from Western markets, I guess, now. Because from my side, I notice with customers that warehouses are overstocked. So they're full. The supply is much higher than the demand. So it's basic fundamental economics. The supply exceeds, like I said, there's too much in the warehouse, overstocking.
And price drops.
People are not buying. And as the prices dropped, that has resulted in us not only getting fewer orders, but at the same time struggling to meet the customer targets. Hello and welcome to another Bayla Podcast with me, Ehsan Haq. And we are at the new Bayla Lounge here in Bonani, and huge thank you to our president, Mr. Abrar Sain, sitting in the corner or watching me right now, and our senior vice president, Saqib Bhai, for making this happen and making it a reality. Okay, so I'm joined by a repeat guest actually this time. This is Mr. Maheer Mannan.
Do we count that?
So a bit of context. So Maheer we had to redo the episode with Maheer because the previous episode got contaminated by a virus.
Yeah, that's the best way of putting it.
It was contaminated by the virus, and the antivirus team at Bayla IT removed the virus. So episode to chole gaya Maheer. So thank you for joining us, making the effort.
My pleasure.
Even though you came with me.
Yeah, I know.
But still, I'm glad to have you here, and glad that we are able to do this in the new Bayla Lounge. And I'm going to start with something that is prevalent to our current times.
Yeah.
Okay. So might as well. We decided that we'll be covering industry topics a little bit in depth in a very casual manner. So I just want to start off in that area. So one thing is, are we living in the worst times that you've ever seen?
Then it gets worse, yeah. Somewhat. I've ever seen. We've also gone through COVID. It was pretty bad. Then we got on with the war. It was pretty bad. And now we're gonna have another war, which is gonna turn everything pretty bad.
Yeah.
So this is a wave flowing kind of an industry. It's not linear.
Cyclical.
Yeah, cyclical kind of an industry now. Okay. Lots of orders. Where are they? We don't see it. Prices, we can't match it. Stuff's happening like that.
Right. Now I understand. But tell me, in terms of business, in terms of orders, in terms of how this year has come to be so far, definitely worse than last year.
Worse than last year. Worse than the COVID year.
Worse than the COVID years. Yeah, same for me as well. Worse than the COVID years. But here's the thing: is it because of less orders being placed? Is it because of price competition? Is it because there is no more demand as high demand, no more, but as high demand in, let's say, the Western markets or traditional markets where we export to?
So all of them are partially the factor. That's what I think, in my opinion. All of that is a partial factor. The prices that have been fluctuating downwards, as well as the recession all over the world. It's kind of the worst times that we've seen, right? But the thing basically is, it feels like the foreign traditional markets don't have enough resources to pay anymore, you know?
Right.
They've become kind of like us.
Kind of like us. We're not so far apart from Western markets, I guess, now. Because from my side, I notice with customers that warehouses are overstocked. So they're full. The supply is much higher than the demand. So it's basic fundamental economics. The supply exceeds, like I said, there's too much in the warehouse, overstocking.
And price drops.
People are not buying. And as the prices dropped, that has resulted in us not only getting fewer orders, but at the same time struggling to meet the customer targets. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I have experienced that with like a customer that I was doing last year. I was doing volumes of 500,000.
Yeah.
I quote him the same price. Like, bro, we had a pleasure.
Despite the increases in energy costs and everything else.
Everything. We put them the same price. They reduced 20 cents and said, gave me 50,000 pieces.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense. This is, guys, prices were set at 500,000 pieces at least, right?
Yeah.
And that allowed my factory and my people to achieve economies of scale.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's with you the same thing, because as much as I know you, you're supposed to also go through something which is 100,000 has dropped to 20,000, 30,000 and everything.
Absolutely.
And price doesn't change.
Absolutely. Price hasn't not only changed, it's gone down.
Yeah, it has gone down.
I'm being pressured by being told that, look, it's the worst times for everyone, for us and for you. So we're not going to order 100,000 anymore. We're going to order 40, 50,000. And you were paying us $5.40 last time. This time it's $5.20. Or $5.10, whatever the hell it is. But it seems to me like we're in the only industry where this is being applied.
Yeah.
Whereas in all other businesses like food, commodities,
Everything's price up.
DHL costs to the price of whatever guitars. I play guitars. Price of guitars to price of furniture. Everything is adjusting with inflation. But for ready-made garment products specifically from Bangladesh, it seems that the pricing is going down as well as the demands, and it's like, okay, you're adjusting everywhere else, but you're not adjusting here. Why?
Bro, as you mentioned earlier, so the non-traditional markets.
Yeah.
So the non-traditional markets are coming into play now. Some of us are developing different. Like, for example, I've been experienced with Japanese manufacturing. So that way we're getting a new market.
Yeah.
And as well as there are some smaller nations coming up in the EU areas, in the Australias and everything. People are getting orders. But here's what I think has happened. As the people who are the traditional buyers, the four big ones, US, Canada, EU, and what's the fourth? I forget. But the same thing is they have become more educated about Bangladesh.
Yeah, for sure.
They have been here
in a good way or a bad way?
In a bad way.
In a bad way.
In a bad way for us.
That's important.
That's
Their
like,
image of us is a little bit tainted.
It's tainted. It's tainted, and they have also learned how to squeeze. Yeah. They have started squeezing the prices. They know that what kind of incentive we're going to get for exporting. They know what we're going to get.
Who gets the incentive money on the dot?
Nobody.
You get it much later as well.
Yes, you do.
And I've heard this time, this year in particular, incentive taka uthate khobor hoye geche, you know. So
incentive আজকে I went to the bank earlier, as I told you. তো ইনসেন্টিভ নিয়ে সিচুয়েশন হচ্ছে এই বছরে একটা ফল দিছিল, মানে একবার they dropped in all the amounts to everyone's account, and they're gonna do it once more time in Bangladesh Bank.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen before.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is, are we gonna earn the CM percentage in the master LC drops? You know, that just makes things worse. We're not gonna get incentives in the same way.
CM bole to kishu thake na. Now when I'm not referring to small niche orders, high value products. Those goods always have margins,
right.
Even today, right? But I'm talking about big players taking volumetric goods from Bangladesh. The CMs, recently all the kind of inquiries that I have received, and I've done the costings on with my team. For example, a basic white T-shirt, okay, a really standardized CM for that should be, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, the experts might disagree, but I believe $4 per dozen.
Yeah.
হওয়া উচিত আমার opinion ঠিক আছে, but maybe আমি ভুল বুঝি, but at a bare minimum I feel like, given today's situation and everything, right?
We didn't even consider compliance cost.
No, ওগুলো তো compliance cost who considers compliance cost in costing? When you are doing your costing, do you include compliance cost?
No, but the certifications is the reason we've got the virus.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
That's the problem.
Nobody cares how much your certificate costs. They're not gonna compensate you for it, because it will be termed like this, that this is your responsibility.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, so there's no arguing there. But are we being given margins that allow us to invest as a business?
I don't think so.
Into these things. We're not, because going back to what I was just saying, inquiry gulo handle korlam in recent times. These t-shirts, polo shirts, etc. Okay, the t-shirt CMs, I said what, $4, right?
Doesn't, yeah.
When I'm doing the CM and I'm seeing the targets and what the customers are asking for, আমার CM কিন্তু গদবাধা CM না, SMV করা, calculate করা, time, line efficiency, machine allocation সব দেখে করা, right?
Correct.
ওটার CM এসে থাকতেছে $2.20, $2.30, something like that. So 4 যদি আমার লাগে, আমি কম্প্রোমাইজ করে নেমে কোথায় যাব যে আমার টার্গেট ইজ in the minus? You understand?
I understand what you mean.
Have some coffee.
So I'm here for
It's more than $5.
See, this is the kind of president you want in an organization.
Yes.
সে coffee serve করে দিচ্ছে।
More than $5 each.
More than $5
Yeah.
each.
We're talking
Yeah.
about $2, $3.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the dozen.
আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ, Maheer,
A dozen.
This is more than $5 each. Norton pricing. Yes.
Yes, correct.
Excellent.
Excellent.
But Maheer, cheers.
Yes.
We've done this one too many times.
Way too many times.
আস্তে আস্তে বললা। So এইটা যদি $4-5 হয়, আমার টি-শার্টের দাম কেন $2.20 টার্গেট বা
তাও আবার-
$1.90 টার্গেট
On the dozen.
per piece FOB, but $1.90 per piece FOB তে গেঞ্জি কেন বেচবা আজকের দিনে? Why would you want a t-shirt that costs $1.90? That's including the factory's profit. I'm sure you're buying tons and tons of it.
Yeah.
But there is such a thing as a standardized price, right? And in our industry, we have no price agreement.
We don't have that practice.
At all. The spinning people do.
Yeah.
To a greater extent than us.
Than we do. Yeah.
But we don't have that accessibility, and it's like একটা cutthroat competition হচ্ছে যেখানে আমি একটা কোটেশন দিলাম, মাহের এসে অর্ডারটা নেওয়ার জন্য, মাহের is now gonna undercut and undercoat, and irregardless of if you're making profit or not.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
All you want is an LC from abroad.
Yeah.
An LC from a Western nation. That's all you want. I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying hypothetically.
That happens with us.
But
that happens.
that's what's happening. That LCs are coming in. People are showing, oh, we're doing export. The bank financing keeps rolling in.
Yeah.
But you're not profiting on these orders.
You're not.
If you really understand line costs, machine costs, overhead charges, if you adjust for inflation, if you take into consideration your exchange rates, সব কিছু factor করলে, do you really think যে profit calculation এত সোজা?
না,
আমি এটা
অবশ্যই
$5 lakh LC আনছি, স্যার থ্যাংক ইউ, আমার বছরের শেষে ইনক্রিমেন্ট দিন, প্রমোশন দিন, 2 বছর পর I'll change to another factory. নাকি? Tell me if I'm wrong.
I do not agree with this. This practice is in play. It is in play.
It is.
And I do not agree with it at all. I'm sure you've bought fabrics from China.
I buy every month.
You buy every month.
Yeah.
And you have 1 or 2 or 3 suppliers there.
Yeah.
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 Whenever you ask them all for price, it's within the 10 cents, right?
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
It's always a logical gap. So it's a logical gap.
So when you're asking the same, the 3 suppliers in China to quote you on any kind of fabrics that you're needing,
Yeah.
they look at it, they see the warp weave, they say everything, and then say, okay, I can quote you, let's say 140, 130 a meter, whatever it is. They stay within this range. Have you ever noticed that China's never been like 10 cents away from each other? Suppliers, whenever we send,
there's a price bracket.
There's a price bracket.
Yeah.
They maintain the price bracket.
Of course.
Okay. Chinese
They have synergy between
them.
all
Yeah, exactly.
those, for sure.
So what is happening here is this situation is best. The free market competition is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's gonna be put to the test. একটা order তোমরা কয়জন চেষ্টা করবে নেওয়ার. That's only normal. But why is it that there is no synergistic, logical approach to things about prices, about what we have to spend on the factories and everything? Because you do know that the compliance cost, what I'm talking about. I've been to Chinese mills.
There's no point in saying this because when I've had, এখন তো কয়েক বছর হয়ে গেছে, I've been in this 11 years now, and I've met many from our generation. We keep things very blunt here, so আমি কাউকে টার্গেট করে কিছু বলবো না, but the fact is, I've spoken to many people from our generations, যাদের প্রাইস কম্পিটিশন চলতেছে, in the same business line, okay? Knit হইতে পারে, woven হইতে পারে, ঠিক আছে? সবার আনসার এক, their answers are all the same. What am I gonna do? আমি কি করব? আমার 80টা লাইন, আমার 160টা লাইন, I have 100 lines, I have 80 lines, 70 lines. আমার এটা চালাইতে হবে. Somehow I have to get the order and I just have to feed my lines. Somehow I just have to get an LC from abroad and run my lines so I can, again, যেটা একটু আগে বললাম, again, to pay my bank.
Yep.
Yeah,
so that's where I'm getting at. Like, for this shirt that I'm wearing, for the shirt you're wearing, I know that it's a standard $12 dozen.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We're
$1
CM.
CM
per dozen CM.
Yeah. So but $1 each.
কম রাখতেছো না?
ভাই এখন that was the standard. That is the market standard.
Is না was.
That was এখন is হয়ে গেছে because of the drops. Because of the drops.
জোর করে.
হ্যাঁ, when I first learned all the costings and everything, one of my mamas said to me, just always remember 16 on the full sleeve and 14 on the short sleeve.
Yeah.
That's what the older generation was standardized.
The customer that you built for 5 years. They're coming to you now saying that I'm gonna go to this other factory. They've offered me 30 cents less, 50 cents less, 40 cents less, whatever less. You either reduce and meet it, or I go. Right. Okay. What do you do?
Well, I try to argue. So do you, right?
Okay, Maheer, somebody's watching this video. In the same situation.
Yeah.
Ki advice diba tage?
Oh, that's like putting on the spot right there, but
কি বলবা? মায়ের ভাই আমার কাছে আইসে বলছে যে বায়ার বলছে আমি অন্য ফ্যাক্টরি চলে যাব। What are you going to do?
What am I going to do is তুমি এতদিন ধরে আমার traction record দেখো, my on-time performance, my performance. If you want to switch a factory for a few styles, go. But majority better stay here.
Okay, I'm the buyer, you're Maheer, okay?
Okay.
But Maheer, thank you, Maheer. But the other factory offer me 40 cents less, Maheer. I'm going to go.
If you say it like that, then go.
Okay, see, good. So তুমি কি অ্যাডভাইসটা দিবা যে যেতে চলে যাও?
Well, এখন are you going to ruin the market for everybody?
The
price will never
You
increase.
shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
So আমার পয়েন্টটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে যে
if it does not affect more than 1 or 2 lines, go for it. Drop them. That's what I say. I've dropped so many buyers.
Yeah.
I have.
There we go.
have.
You have to be able to do it,
Bro.
If you know your weight, if you know your placement, that you can execute, you can deliver, you can match the quality, and you can do all this stuff.
Right.
In that case, you have every right to say no. If something I give credit to my father to, he taught me how to say no. And I used to worry. 5-6 বছর আগে আমি worry করতাম যে না বলে দিব buyer যাবে, I'm going to say no and the customer is going to take off, and no, I'm not going to have enough production in my lines, I'm going to make losses, blah blah blah. But if I've been doing the right job and I helped develop that customer for 7-8 years, 10 years, whatever, okay, I have clients like that now that I've developed for years, nearly a decade. If they say I'm going to go because Mr. Syme's factory offered 50 cents less, Syme, you evil factory owner, cutthroat competitor. So if Syme offered me 50 cents less. Now, in today's day and age, the way I react is that absolutely fine. Thank you for your business. If you ever like to consider us for our services again, please get in touch. I wish you all the best. Go with your new factory. Because everything is about balance, right?
Right, correct.
If you have developed someone for 7-8 years,
they have value for you as well.
Correct. But তুমি 7-8 বছর ধরে you set their system, their commercial, their inspection, their quality standards, the minor micro level nitty-gritties, intricacies of their business. Another factory has not yet achieved this. Maybe they can.
Probably can.
If they're a super professional factory, maybe they can. But if they have not, then when the order goes to them, are usually what is cheaper. You know, there's this Chinese saying my brother says every single time. Okay, he says, good thing no cheap, cheap thing no good. You know, it's a fact. If you go for cheaper, something, you're compromising somewhere. Okay? You're compromising somewhere. To me, 8 বছর, for 8 years you managed to do business.
Yeah.
At this price point, and you're successful.
Yeah.
Why do you need to reduce 50 cents now? Your business model works. You're just greedy.
The buyer's just greedy. Yeah.
Say it like it is.
It is. That is what it is.
Say it like it is. So if that is the case,
and then the buyer is also focused on the factory that reduced the 50 cent, and this person is not even meeting costs.
Very likely cost meet করতেছে না বা cost meet করলেও, let's say they meet the cost, they're very likely to either fail on first inspection or to fail
all
on
the time.
Because every customer is not easy.
Right.
I have hand-built, nurtured accounts and clients, and only I know what base fabrics they go for their spring-summer collection, for their autumn-winter collection. What is their measurement fitting specs like? When I send a sample, I match that spec to that customer styling range, etc. I choose their color palette for them, etc. Eta other factories করবে না, and I know this, right? So when they go for 60-70 cents less, I just stay calm. Yeah, I lose business for 2-3 months. I wait for that factory to screw up.
Right.
Because they'll be late.
They'll also have
and this is unverified. I mean, মানে verified, but মানে আমার কেমনে proof করতে হবে? I keep track. I keep track যে ওর অন্য fact because of the same accessory supplier, etc. Because I'm invested in the business. I put 8 years in, right?
Right.
So I'm invested in the business, but I keep track through the accessory supplier, through compliance managers, etc. how the order is going. and আমি unverified বললাম because customer তো আমাকে বলবে না,
Nah.
the customer will never say it to me.
Yeah.
But I found out through their management that they made $100K in losses and air freight by switching to this factory. Next season the order is back to me. 3 years going strong.
Same.
You know?
Same. The person who undercut, they can't deliver, they overpromise, they underdeliver.
Yeah.
And what ends up happening is your buyer will then again
Yeah.
like, how much do you want this? This time, maybe I'm gonna be greedy. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's how it
of
is.
course. You have your rights.
I have my rights here. Like I haven't increased your price in 2 years, I'm gonna increase it now.
Yep.
But as this thing goes forward, like if this becomes a practice in this country, the full sleeve $16, 14 for short sleeve. That mentality is gone.
It's
Everyone's just trying to get whatever they can.
You said you didn't increase your price for 2 years. For the 2 years, did you give increments to your workers?
Oh yes, I did.
As per labor law.
As per labor law.
You did?
Yeah, dude. I have to stay compliant.
So where did that money come from? And you're also paying higher gas, electricity bills, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Where did that money come from?
The CMs that are being
The CMs.
Yeah.
So you're compromising. So you're compromising, না?
করতে তো হইছে।
করতে হইছে, okay.
But
so compromise তুমি করতেছো।
You see এখন
I'm putting you on the spot intentionally.
I know that.
Because you're the one making the compromises, not the counterparts.
Exactly.
Who are meant to be partners with us.
Exactly.
You get me?
So we just when you develop a new business, it takes 3 to 4 years to get set.
Sure.
And they want the price to remain the same for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And then you reach out for a higher price. Other than that, everything else is increasing.
Eighter only caveat ki jano to the whole thing that we're discussing. The only caveat to this, the only exception is if you're manufacturing dog shit garments. like those really low GSM rotor open end yarn cotton t-shirts that go in like big bulk packs. Good luck to you if you're making this stuff, because this stuff is not there to last, and you're competing at a cutthroat pricing level. And almost always this business just jumps from ship to ship to ship. It doesn't
bring
stay.
another point into this as well.
It's not loyal.
It's not loyal.
Oh, Maheer, no one's loyal. Maneki, Maheer.
There's a reason my last podcast was deleted.
Hey, Maheer last podcast কত কষ্ট পাইছেন Maheer?
অনেক কষ্ট পাইছি।
But তুমি ভাইরাস থেকে cured.
হ্যাঁ।
অনেকে ভাইরাসে ইনফেক্টেড আছে।
জানি এটা হসপিটাল বসে থাকতো ওদের।
Wow. Such a difficult situation, Maheer.
Yeah. So what I was trying to bring
Dog shit products.
dog shit products.
Yes.
Who buys the dog shit products?
মুখ খারাপ না করি, I don't know.
আচ্ছা বিশাল সুপার স্টোর চেইন
Oh, হ্যাঁ. Oh, you're talking about the buyer, নাকি the
Yeah,
person
I'm talking about the
buying?
buyers, yeah.
Oh, acha, the buyers and little Laldi. Who else?
Okay, so what happened?
We're in Bangladesh, it's hard to cancel us.
Yeah.
It's hard to cancel us.
Not your buyers. Your buyer it might be.
I don't work with these brands.
আচ্ছা যাই হোক, so
They can enter my factory.
the thing is, there's when they intend to switch, like I've seen some good practices in my small career in this industry.
Yeah.
And I've seen some buyers appreciate the company becoming bigger and you becoming more compliant, you're adding this, you're adding that.
Correct.
And they're really happy and they want you to move forward.
Yep.
That practice is long gone. Long gone.
আমার আছে এরকম buyer, but
এখন buyer
they're 1 in a million now.
Now what happens? I'll also tell you one of the shortest, most difficult things that I've had to face. So let's say example 430, 450 তে শার্ট করতেছি per piece.
$4.50 তে শার্ট করতেছো?
হ্যাঁ,
একটা শার্ট
বেসিক
$4.5?
হ্যাঁ, $4.5 হ্যাঁ কস্ট প্রাইস।
এটা তো তোমার লাভ হয়?
এইটাই আমার লাভের মার্জিন যেখানে আসে, ঠিক আছে? এখন ও আমাকে তো ড্রপ করালো,
হ্যাঁ,
এখন আমি ড্রপ করলে তো মেটেরিয়াল কস্ট তো ড্রপ করতেছে না, ইউ নো হোয়াট আই মিন? সো ওয়েন আই এম গোয়িং ফর দ্যাট ওয়ান্স কস্টিং অ্যান্ড আই এম ট্রাইং টু পাশে আমার বাইরেরাও না আজকাল ফাজিল হয়ে গেছে, এক্সেল শিট পাঠাইতে পাশের মধ্যে কোম্পানির নাম দিয়ে দেয় যে কোম্পানি থেকে ইয়ে নিচ্ছে।
You should let the buyers know that we don't give a damn who they place.
That's what
when my customers tell me 3 other factories gave me these prices, I reply back, please do not compare Nitex with other companies. We do not hold ourselves in the same standards.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what
I have my standards. I'm proud of it. 35 plus years of heritage.
That's awesome.
You know, and our job, like we discussed in the first episode with Siam, is and will be to make our Bangladesh look good in the image of the global markets, international markets, foreign customers, etc.
Rana Plaza didn't do us any favors.
No, we
I'll
don't
tell
need
you
to.
that.
We don't need to go down that path. That's done. That's history now.
Yeah.
Learn your mistakes, make your corrections, look towards the future. We can't whine about what has happened.
Right.
What has happened. People have taken responsibilities.
Right.
People have made legitimate changes that are now benefiting the industry.
Right.
So ভালো আগাইতে থাকো.
আগাইতে থাকো কিন্তু আগায় যে you came to this completely standardized একটা system, you know, with compliances, with everything.
Yeah.
So shouldn't we be paid accordingly?
We should be. Maheer, you said the basic share for $4.50, right?
Yeah.
$4.50 is the lowest price for a basic polo shirt in my factory. Cotton polo shirt, like
Right.
200 GSM, like really bland basic stuff, you know? No, basic polo,
Okay.
right? But you're doing shirts. If I'm not mistaken, it is CM higher, machines like a bishi,
Yes, correct.
lines are longer,
Correct.
requires more effort,
Correct.
time,
When
whatever.
I'm already at a cutthroat 4.5, and
You
the
should
buyer
increase
tells-
your prices,
No,
Maheer.
bro, what I'm saying is,
You should increase your prices, Maheer.
I will increase my prices.
সবাই দেখতেছে।
সবাই দেখবে।
Guys, if Maheer doesn't increase his prices, we boycott him in the RMG sector.
Why?
Now he's responsible.
Sure, no. The thing is, 4.5 was what I was making money on. Okay, what I was like making a little bit of money on. Okay, everything is usable, and this buyer we've been developing for a while. Then we're gonna get more orders, and everything's
Right.
gonna factor in.
Right.
And then 2-3 years later, he comes and says that I want to go to this factory, and I don't know if you guys are gonna come to this price.
Yeah.
And when you see that price of the other factory,
Yeah.
when you hear it for 380 what, 370 what. And then you
You think what an idiot must be doing the calculations in that dumb company.
That's the exact thing what I think. Then I figure out.
Who's it? Their merchandiser, man.
No,
like
then
বেতন দিয়ে এরকম লোককে রাখে কে? I keep thinking this.
Yeah, but bhai, চিন্তা করো. Then what happens is you see that for that 80 cents, 60 cents, whatever it is, that would cover a lot for. They're moving to some factory that's not good. That's overloaded with this kind of orders. And they're not making money even though they keep
If
making
not
money all the time.
overloaded, they're just bad at manufacturing, like
Okay.
quality standard.
এইখানে আসতেছে।
My machine সবাই কিনতে পারে.
হ্যাঁ।
Labor with the right skills,
Not
everybody
possible, it's not
possesses.
easy.
Okay, experience, expertise, these things are very valuable
Yup.
today in the market.
So what ends up happening is they will, for example, cotton yarn dyed fabrics is 130 meter, so they won't use it. They'll use cotton in some other form and you dye them with chemicals and make the hand feel the same.
Yeah.
What do we talk about this industry? Should we speak of this industry practice? Because I've seen a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, fakes, frauds.
And I'll tell you
Chemical
this.
frauds in the dyeing department.
And I'll tell you
Shop
this.
color fastness fail, number one. And number two, ITS, SGS, BVA.
Shop fail.
মানে এগুলোরে অন্য রাস্তায় পাস টাস করানো মানে this practice, man. We all know it. We don't talk about it.
But we all know. Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I'm not saying these companies যেটা নাম নাম বলতেছি না তারা করতেছে.
No.
I'm saying যে টেস্টিং মেস্টিং করে শুনো I know আমি এবার বুঝাই what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I know someone যে SGS এর টেস্ট রিপোর্ট ফেল কে পাস বানাইছে by editing.
Yeah.
You know, and just send it by an email attachment. চাইলে আমি এখনই করতে পারি.
Huh.
You know, legitimately I
Would
can
we?
do it. How do you know? You know?
Exactly. But the thing is, this factory that has undercut,
Yeah.
this factory has these malpractices, they're all gonna be fine buyer at the end of the day does not even look at the garment. কয়টা কার্টুন খুলে তোমার মনে হয়? শত কার্টুন যাচ্ছে, কতগুলো কার্টুন খুলবে? দুইটা?
Yeah.
তিনটা, পাঁচটা?
Yeah.
হ্যান্ড ফিল মিলতেছে with the swatch, অরিজিনাল সবকিছু মিলতেছে, হ্যাঁ sure, good. But when you go to China, there is one thing. If you, as you said, if you buy good, not cheap. If you buy cheap, not good.
Not good.
So they bring that hand feel, bring that thing. They're like, okay, you want this? Well, yeah, I want this, but cheaper. Like, I can help you. I can use this chemical and make the this thicker, the GSM.
গাড়ির পচা তেল দিলে ওটার মধ্যে
যা ইচ্ছা
ফুড কালারিং দিয়ে আমরা একটা লিকুইড টক্সিক বানায়
দিলাম, দিয়ে ওটা একটা
ঢুকাই দিলাম তোমার
কি হলো, হ্যান্ড ফিল কাছে আসলো।
Wow, so soft.
Soft. Oh, very good. You are better than my factory from before.
20 years later cancer.
20 years later ক্যান্সার। তুমি দেখবা কি হবে জানো, এগুলোর বাটন কিছুদিন পরে ছুটে যাবে।
এটাই হয় এগুলো।
তারপরে
we know
it starts to get a lot of
Yeah.
কি জানি বলে lint
and Maheer, I appreciate your valuable insights very much. there's many controversial topics. We'll have to carry these topics on in future discussions because a pricing, the warfare with customers back and forth, it's like a never-ending spiral. এবং এটার মধ্যে খালি customer না, it's not only the customers. Factories go hand in hand with customers in the malpractice that is present in the industry today. And not everything is meant to be discussed in all levels and stuff, but it's nice to see that you are aware as a second generation person, and that's why we're good friends. You're always relatable. How long did it take us to get here from Uttarajke?
Today?
Yeah,
25 minutes?
less than that.
Less than that, 20 minutes? Yeah.
20 minutes. How awesome is this
awesome.
elevated expressway?
So
My
awesome.
goodness.
So awesome.
Changed my life, man.
Changed my life, made it so much easier.
Yeah.
Just go.
Sorry, the tangent to Yalam, but I'm just
But
recapping.
It's 50. Bangladesh is what, 52 years old? 52 years old now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. 52 years worth of development and we get a sky bridge.
I'll take it.
I'll take it with both hands.
Nai mamar theke kana mama. Something is better than nothing.
But now if we come to our industry, that's what, if we keep thinking, we're not gonna make it. We get, so...
We'll make it.
We make it.
There's a storm.
There's a storm, we'll make it.
But the storm will survive. And jar porar porbe and you'll see it. You'll witness it all. We'll witness it all.
Honestly,
and we hope we do our best to weather this storm.
Right.
All of us included. But wherever there's malpractice, there's not sustainability.
Right.
Malpractice sustain করে না.
No.
এটা আবার law in effect.
Yeah.
Things will come and go like seasons. But our job is to outlast these seasons and go into the long term.
Yeah.
Be expert factories.
Yeah. Yeah,
Higher value products.
Exactly.
এই dog shit products করলে হবে না.
না হবে না, এটাই হচ্ছে প্রবলেমটা। and জিনিসটা হচ্ছে the biggest thing I can see that we have improved our factories so dramatically, so fast.
Yeah.
In terms of quality, in terms of production, in terms of maybe we're not as attractive from before 2013, but it's a lot of things: fire safety, electrical safety, social safety, everything. Is this all maintained in any other country?
It is, but not to the strict standards and compliance impositions that is put on us.
Okay,
100%.
So 100%. So their cost is lower.
Their cost is lower.
The cost is lower.
Maheer, they come to us for their tax-free advantages. Most of them.
I agree with you.
Most of them come. The British say 15%.
Vietnam, Myanmar. These three are on the process of EU and US cancellations. You know that.
Yeah.
So, who does it open the doors for?
We keep talking about it opens the doors. China business,
who does it open?
It'll come to Bangladesh. Logically us.
Yes.
But it's not coming like that.
It's not coming like that. Why is that?
Big conspiracy, Maheer.
Pretty simple conspiracy, if you see me.
Who?
It's because these Chinese importers have already gone all over.
তুমি তো ডোনাল্ড ট্রাম্পের মতো কথা বলছো, Maheer, blaming everything on China.
I'm not blaming anything on China.
Blaming it on China.
I'm not blaming anything on China. What Chinese people are doing is they're now coming in drones to Bangladesh, and they're looking for partner factories. They give CMPT prices.
Yeah.
They control the fabrics.
Yeah.
They take the whole amount, put it back in China.
Yeah.
And TTU the CM. Very happy. Right?
Modern day slavery.
Modern day slavery. That's where I'm going. Are we gonna get out of this? We need like people like Sam Bhai, you yourself, and a lot of our friends as well. We're all connected in the mind. Fair price nibo, factory সুন্দর করে ভালো করে compliant, একদম standard world renowned factories we want to build.
Of course.
And then what happens? Modern day slavery.
Yeah. Tricky. It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
But how's your brand doing, Solitaire?
Oh, we're good.
By the way, guys, Maheer's an awesome streetwear, athleisure.
This is a weird
party clothing wear.
Party clothing wear. What kind of clothing is party clothing?
Hey, party kapor chopor banana. Maheer?
Neon prints.
No, neon prints. Who makes these neon prints? They're fantastic.
You do.
Really?
Yes. See.
দেখো মাহিরকে মিট করছি
industries এর director সাহেব অনেক সুন্দর প্রিন্টস বানিয়ে দেওয়ার জন্য
Thank you so much. I'm touched. You see,
and the fabrics are from
দেখো Sam আমরা যদি বাইলার ইনিশিয়েটিভটা না নিতাম, then তুমি কি এটা প্রিন্ট করতে পারতা because তোমার আমার সাথে affiliation হইতো না. See, there we go.
So this affiliation I'm getting benefits from.
There you go.
If 10 of us.
That's the point, bro.
No, bro. What I'm
তুমি
saying
করো না কিনা এটা তোমার ব্যাপার, তুমি কানেক্টেড আছো, এখন তুমি ওটা কিছু করতে পারো না কিনা, that's on you. You're an adult.
and we have to do something about it, right? We're all
Of course
past 30 and everything. What
Yep.
we want to do is simple as that. Whatever we do together, whatever costings are happening, there should be a minimum amount that is, I know I'm undercutting, I'm going to lose money. Oh, line চালাইলে হবে. No, that's not how it works.
It's not, যে এটা করতেছে তার ব্যাংকের সাথে সমস্যা যখন হবে তখন they'll be, unfortunately that's where it's going.
And
don't wish it upon anyone. আমি কোনো ফ্যাক্টরির উপর খারাপ, anybody
of
in
course
the
not.
industry, any player in the industry, but
We're all in the
malpractice
same
is
situation.
malpractice.
Yeah.
বুঝছো না, আর the undercutting game, you can never sustain it in the long
You
run.
can't.
It will never work. There's no point. We're just ruining the market. আর মার্কেট নষ্ট করার, পার্টিসিপেশন করার মতো খারাপ জিনিস নাই।
আর একটা জিনিস পয়েন্ট আউট করে দিই আমি তোমাকে।
Please, Maheer.
So, have you seen the cost of doing business skyrocket?
Yeah, man.
মানে
Logistics to
logistics, truck bhara,
yeah.
everything.
All of it.
What on earth is
Warehousing
happening?
to everything.
What on earth is happening?
Inflation is happening, Maheer.
Inflation is happening. I agree with you, but at a certain time, like when I first started getting into the business, it felt more simplified. Now it's like I can't get anything out of the port.
Because everything is about documentation,
And I have the
bureaucracy,
documentation.
red tape, all this stuff, and bribes.
Bribes,
You gotta play with
cost of doing business,
cost of doing
every
business.
single player.
Do
Every
you
single.
include that in the CM of your $4.5
No, we don't.
shirt? You
We
don't?
But like you don't expect that cost.
Of course.
Okay, you don't expect that cost that I'm factoring in Dhaka, Chittagong থেকে ঢাকায় fabrics আসবে আমি costing করে ফেরত পারবো garments.
You need to develop a strong relationship with
Yeah.
the customer where you have trust.
Yeah.
And the trust gives you natural respect for each other. So you know when the factory is saying $4.50 or $4.80,
He's
that the
giving
factory-
you his price.
He's giving you his price, the
rocket
honest
box.
price, because that's what happens when you have trust. I don't want to take my customers out for a ride.
No.
If I slit their throats, if I overcoat and and they don't make profits, they don't sustain into the next 15 years, 20 years, or whatever long-term vision, whatever that they might have.
Nowadays-
That's a loss for me.
Yeah.
If I nurture them, we grow together. If
Correct.
they trust me, they will understand that. And if they do that, we can partner up together and really grow into the long run. Because we've done it. I'm physically kora amader company. In
Yeah,
the past 22 to 25 years, there are certain customers with whom we've done this. I've personally done this for 9 years with one of my own customers in
Correct.
England. And it works. It's a model that works. And I can break it down for you at some other time or for people at some other time. But it works. It's a win-win.
If that's the case, it's the best for all.
Yep.
But it's not the case, is it? In reality,
No, because our friends have 1,000 lines
and we have in two days.
Fugazi, all that
Fugazi,
stuff.
Fugazi.
But Maheer, it's been a fantastic chat, brother, man.
See you soon again.
It's always good to see you. I'll be calling you.
Glad to this place.
You like the lounge?
exists. Yeah, I really like.
Saimke,
it.
thank you, Wallah, Khani.
Thank you very.
Thank you, Sam.
What?
Yes.
Sakib bhai ko thank you.
Sakib Bhai, thank you. Of course, Sakib Bhai is not here today, but if you want to grab a nice suit in his absence, please, Coats and Collars is right outside in Bonani. Fantastic bespoke suiting.
We're doing pluggings right now.
Please,
plugging
আমি
in.
কেবল একটা order করছি, okay?
Order করছি তো।
Fantastic. Peak lapel, nice fitting, linen. Seriously, I'm happy to purposefully say it is a sponsored video by Coats and Collars. Please go check it out. It's absolutely worth it.
এখান দিয়ে
Maheer,
shorts এর মধ্যে এখানে করছি পুরোটা দিয়ে দিয়ে
and Maheer, যেহেতু আমরা জানি না how long the bad times are going to last or the tough times or the inflationary war-torn times will last. We hope everybody stays safe, stays well,
Safe,
and we
yeah.
hope you do well
Yeah.
and your
Don't
factory
get
stays
dengue like
healthy.
me.
Don't get dengue. Don't get viruses.
Yeah, don't get viruses.
Don't get viruses.
Quick money is not.
We're talking about viruses, Maheer. What money নিয়ে সব সময় কথা বলতে হয় না, Maheer. Please. It's not right. It's not right, Maheer. It's not right. Thank you, Maheer. Okay, we're good. We're done. That's a wrap. That's a wrap.